This is the last video that you'll see that will be made before I am on the road. I'm actually still here, haven't left yet. Just got my ticket. I will be sitting in section 108 at Arrowhead. Already called the hotel, let them know I was going to be a little late. I wanted to get in early, make sure I could get there because you can't check in until 3. So I wanted to make sure I could get there. I kind of knew I wasn't going to make it right at 3 o'clock, but I wanted to make sure I could sleep good before the meet and greet tomorrow night. So I will be on the road. This will be the last video that you guys see that is pre-recorded, but before I'm on the road. The reason that I really don't make injury report videos, some years I do, some years I don't, but I think that this is a big one. That's why I'm here to make it. And we might continue to do this depending on how it goes after this video, but this is a big game coming up. I've seen a lot of people in the comment section that say they don't mind if we lose, but they just want to get through this game healthy. Well, it's one thing that I can agree with, and that is losing or getting through the game healthy. We don't want any injuries. The Dallas Cowboy game a year ago, and I'm not a superstitious dude, but I am a numbers guy and stuff like that, and it's kind of freaky that 1 year ago from this game, from the Sunday that this game took place was against the Dallas Cowboys. They were no match for us, and we lost Aiden that year. So I 100% know what you're talking about. Now, that game was a NFC. It was an interconference game, so I understand that. But at the same time, every game is important in the National Football League. Otherwise, starting 0-2 would not matter. Okay, so let's take a look at the injury report for Week 6 against Kansas City. We kind of knew this was going to happen. Terrion Arnold, we saw that he did not go on IR, which means that the Detroit Lions could possibly expect him to be here before the middle of November, beginning of December, like for DJ Reed. That's what it's looking like for DJ Reed. He's going to be out. Zach Cunningham will miss now his 3rd game in a row after making that goal line stop, helping make that goal line stop against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 3. We have not seen him since. Aleem McNeil, I really thought he was going to play, being a full participant in practice on Wednesday. I really thought he was going to play, but the Detroit Lions are being careful with him. He's not going to play. My first prediction was after the bye week, especially with the offense coming out next week at home. But after this game, we'll get an extra day before we have to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I could see us seeing Aleem McNeil against the Buccaneers next week, but I'm still saying we probably will see him after the bye week. I think the Detroit Lions just want to be careful. They are always like this. So his 21-day window will end before that game against the Minnesota Vikings on November 2nd. That's when I expect to see him, but we can see him before that. Now, Sione Vaki is out. I don't even know what game this is. I think right now this guy was such a waste. We traded up to get him. He is such a waste in my opinion. I understand special teams ace, but like I said in the preseason, I think that Jacob Sailors deserved to be running back number 4 over Sione Vaki, and I have not been that's 100% facts. Okay, so what? You're great on special teams. Sailors is also great. I got nothing against the young man, but you got to be able to play. Now, here's why I'm making this video, because we've got Brian Branch, Taylor Decker, and Avonte Maddox. Now, check this out. Manu, who had a horrendous game. I know what PFF says, but answer me this. How does PFF even come up with their numbers? How can Hutch have a fantastic game and he's graded bottom 5 in PFF grades? Like, unless I know how you come to these numbers, I mean, look, I just use them to make videos because to me, it's stupid. You can't even back the science behind it, or there's no proof as far as I'm concerned. So whatever, when it comes to PFF. But you have Taylor Decker. We know what Dan Campbell was saying about him, about how we are going to, that with Taylor Decker, and let me pull this up so you guys can see it. When it comes to Taylor Decker, that the Lions are going to take their time. They're going to take their time. I don't think Taylor Decker is going to play, but knowing Taylor, he wants to play, but coach will make the final decision. So you're talking about a marathon versus a sprint. So I don't know, even though he's questionable, but that means he's leaning in the right direction. Now, I keep on dropping this pen. Here's the deal. When it comes to Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, Dan Campbell said he would know closer to game time. So that's going to be one of those 90-minute before kickoff, a game time decision. These two people are critical. Check this out. If these two people don't go, that means our entire starting secondary is going to miss the game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Think about that. The pass rush is going to be on a whole nother level. It's going to have to be a whole nother level. And we going to see just how good that pass rush is going to be. Now, I do believe that Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are going to play, but I keep saying this, man. Lions should really look in at Justin Simmons. This is not the last time guys are going to get dinged up back there. Kirby Joseph might miss a game or two. Same with Brian Branch. I think he's missed at least one game every year since he's been in the league. I wouldn't mind if we invest, get him to come in. The longer he waits, the cheaper he's going to be. So that's just something I want to see. But I think that we are going to need even a banged up Joseph and a banged up Branch to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I really do. Again, you're talking, and then to make matters even worse, if you look down here, our backup cornerback is also questionable nursing a hamstring. The thing about a hamstring injury, they don't take much to tweak, but they take a long time to heal. Hamstring injuries will put you on injured reserve, as DJ Reed, as Justin Jefferson, as Jamison Williams from a few years ago. They take a long time to heal. So this is not a good look for as far as, what we have to do. Now, as far as this game being important, every game is important in the National Football League. There's not one game that's less important. I understand what you guys mean because the AFC doesn't affect the NFC. Each conference doesn't affect each other when it comes to standings based on conference and all of that. Eventually, an AFC opponent, if you're in the NFC, out-of-conference opponent will factor in a tie-breaking scenario. But right now, we're talking about win-loss record. So every single game is important. This game is important for a number of reasons. One, it's a win in the win column in a crowded NFC. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles lost yesterday, which is fantastic. They've dropped 2 in a row, which is great. The, Goliath Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are now 2 in a row, having lost 2 in a row. They went from undefeated, 96 hours ago or, 120 hours ago to having lost 2 in a row. So they are reeling. The Detroit Lions, this is a prime opportunity for the Detroit Lions to create some distance between themselves. Right now, the Detroit Lions are a half game in front of the Philadelphia Eagles. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you right here, the NFL already has the playoff picture already set. Well, not set, but where it's open. Of course, every team is in the hunt because no team has clinched. It's much too early for that. But if you look here, the San Francisco 49ers, after having a down year, missing the playoffs, have now won 3 games with Mac Jones, their backup quarterback, as they let Brock Purdy get healthy. So now they're number 1. Now, this is a 3-way tie, but of course, based off tiebreakers, then that's why the 49ers are number 1. The number 2 seed, we play them next week, right? So the Bucs are going to play the San Francisco 49ers. So one team will be 5-1 and one team will be 4-2 after this weekend. Could the Detroit Lions also join one of these teams? This is why every single game is important. Don't get this whole AFC thing twisted. It's dumb to me because we can miss the playoffs by half a game. We're not, but if we go back to 2022 when we started 1-6 and then missed the playoff on a tiebreaker, which is essentially half a game, right? A half a game could be the difference between home field advantage and which we should. I mean, if we get it this year, that'd be fantastic because of how we didn't get a chance to enjoy it last year. The most exciting part of the first seed was watching other teams play the week before we did, right? So this is a big deal. Don't get it twisted. AFC versus NFC, it doesn't matter. A win is a win is a win. All right, so then if we scroll down here, of course, we got the Packers that tie. Right now, the Lions are 2-1, a game and a half ahead of them if they win. And let's see if Flacco can pull it off again. The only loss against the Packers was the Joe Flacco-led Browns, and now Joe Flacco can do it again. He can do it again, man, and this is in Cincinnati. So who knows? We'll see. He beat them last time. Maybe he can beat them again. Obviously, the Seahawks and then the Vikings, we have those. So we need to win this game. That's just the bottom line. That's the bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. Don't get it twisted. Yes, the game is from an opponent in the AFC. And conference-wise, it's a lot of outside of win-loss record, the game has the meaning of this game, meaning the importance of it, will stack on the back end. Okay, you got like opponents or common opponents. You got versus the AFC. You got all these different tiebreakers. But this is this team right here, okay? So let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs. We've played the Green Bay Packers. We played the Chicago Bears, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns. Then we played the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Out of all the teams that we've played, and including the Kansas City Chiefs that we are about to play, what would you say is the best team out of those? Would you say it's probably going to be between the Baltimore Ravens at 1-1 at the time and the Kansas City Chiefs at 2-3? I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I know Monday night was lit. Everybody had a great time. I did. We beat Lamar. Fantastic. Ravens are terrible. This team now, even though the Kansas City Chiefs have dropped 2 after, or 1-2 after dropping 2 and have dropped 1. And this is probably the most in shambles we've seen them since, ever, really, since the dynasty began. This is probably the highest barometer. This is a 3-time Super Bowl champion with a 3-time Super Bowl quarterback with a Hall of Fame coach. We need to win this game. This will set the tone, because I'm going to be honest with you, because I think Kansas City, even as bad as they are right now, is still the best team out of the 5 or the 6 that we have faced. No doubt about it. Green Bay, you can argue Green Bay, right, at the time, but was Green Bay really that good, or were we that bad? I'm going to say we were that bad, because if we could have got to Jordan Love once or twice, that game could be different. If our offense, if we would have played a couple snaps in the preseason with the starters, that could have been different. We could be 5-0 right now, legit 5-0. So I'm going to say I disagree with you. I think every game is important in a game, that games are a valuable commodity. You got to win. You're talking about the difference between playoffs and going home in January is a half game. You're talking about home field advantage, which I would like to actually enjoy that. I would like an NFC title game to be played at Ford Field. I would love that. I would love that. I don't know if I'll be there, you know what I'm saying, because the ticket's going to be astronomical, but I would love that to happen. But at the same time, it's not a big deal if it doesn't. All right. But that bye week, that extra game, we got some guys that could heal up. You know what I'm saying? I think last year we did the darn thing. We injuried our way and fought our way to 15-2 home seed, right? And even with the turnovers, and let's not get it twisted. After all is said and done with the injuries and the turnovers, I think that it had a lot to do with that other guy who's no longer the offensive coordinator of this team. I truly believe that. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you concerned about Kirby Joseph or Brian Branch, even if they do play, that they'll hold us back? I am not concerned about that. I'm more concerned with kind of the future, because it's like, if they don't go, that's the entire secondary wiped out. It really was. Last year was the D-line. This year is the secondary. So again, I'm going to say we're at the point now, go get Stephon Gilmore. Go get a Justin Simmons. We have the money to do that. We're not going to trade for anybody of substantial expense, right? We're going to take a trade for an offensive lineman for like a 6th-round pick who won't cost a bunch of money. So go get Justin Simmons. If we're not going to go all in with the pass rush, then go get a quality safety. Go get I'm going to say when it comes to what we're going through in the secondary now, go get somebody. Like legit. Stephon Gilmore, probably in shape. Go out and get him. I'm just saying. He's not like my first choice, but it is slim pickings back there. So let me know what you think in the comments below. You will see another video. The last video of the day will not the last video, because I start my trip in a few hours, but you'll see the video about the defense. I'm about to record that one as we speak. And then after that, man, you'll see everything that you'll see will be on the road. So that one will be scheduled to come out probably tonight as the After Dark video. And then tomorrow will be me on the road, man. Anyway, hopefully I can stream from wherever location we're going to be in and do a live stream from there like I did last time we were in Kansas City, all right? This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Consider subscribing as well to the YouTube channel. You know I don't say that a lot, but we are making progress. We're at 31.1. We are 10 away from a number change of 31.2. I typically grow maybe 4,000 to 5,000 during the season. So the ultimate goal would be, by the time we get to the Super Bowl, to be at I would love to be at 40K, but that's not really realistic, especially with me going to the games and stuff and not being able to stream. So I'm looking at like 35, 40 would be great. I tend to average about 4 Well, that's not really true because we're about to hit 4 years and we're only at 31K. So, but for a couple it's really about between 7 and 10,000 per year. All right. So consider subscribing to the channel. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Now, after my pre-recorded video that you'll see later, now I'll see you in Kansas City.